18 J&K Rifles Havildar Nirmal Singh and Lance Naik Rajinder Singh died manning their post to bullets coming from across the line of control. The nature of fire not known. The incident yet again putting a huge question mark to the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan.
Operation is still in progress. An infiltration bid which had commenced on 28th of November has been foiled by our own troops. We have killed a militant in that operation, while 2 of our Jawans have become casualties.
Havildar Nirmal Singh killed as he was trying to retrieve the body of a militant.
Even as the trajectory of the fire clearly points towards the guns inside Pakistani post overlooking Indian position, but once again the Indian army is trying to play down the whole episode. Last time they had coined the word hostile fire. This time they are attributing it to the firing by infiltrators.
But this isn't the only instance of an alleged ceasefire violation. The latest only last week in Ghati area in Jammu's Poonch district, when Naik Ajay Kumar Lama of the Gorkha Rifles was killed in what the army then admitted was indeed hostile fire. Firing across the LOC was a reality before the ceasefire along the line of control came into effect in November 2004. Yet any death along the heavily patrolled LOC after has been downplayed to avoid the diplomatic repercussions. And if previous instances are anything to go by, these deaths might just get lost in trying to keep up a pact that might not exist on the ground. With Pradeep Datta in Jammu, Sundar Iyer.
What you see in these visuals are Pakistani Rangers, and they are close. Several months ago, your channel brought you reports of fortified concrete bunkers made by the Pakistanis, in some places just 10 meters away from the line of the international border. Pakistan has been taking advantage of the ceasefire on the border. The presence of these bunkers, despite the evidence, was denied then, but now Defence Minister A.K. Anthony has admitted it in Parliament. Pakistan has constructed several bunkers and inspection posts on the international border in Jammu and Kashmir, taking advantage of the ceasefire of the last 3.5 years. Strong protests have been lodged by the Indian side with their Pakistani counterparts. The issue has also been discussed in flag meetings and biannual meetings held with Pakistan. And India has cause for worry in the Samba, Aknur and RS Pura sector along the international boundary and close to Jammu town. Posts at the border are supposed to be at least 500 meters away from the zero line. Pakistan, it seems, isn't honouring its part of the pact. These bunkers have come up less than 50 meters away and allow Pakistan Rangers to closely monitor India's forward positions and troop movements.
This is not a very serious development. I suspect that on the Indian side also we would have improved our defences. This is a normal process.
Best would have been you would have taken action when they were building it, not afterwards talking about it now. But it poses no major security threat to India.
India may have taken up the issue of bunkers with Pakistan. Strong protests may have been lodged, but these bunkers are still a stark indicator of just how far the Pakistanis can be trusted.
During ceasefire month, Pakistani bunkers have come so close to border fronts that they not only overlook Indian positions, but each and every post along the international border falls in their firing range. To prevent Pakistan from further consolidating position, there is a need for the Indian government to lodge a strong protest.
It was vigil time as Naik Ajay Kumar Lamba of the Gorkha Rifles was patrolling the Krishna Ghati in Jammu's Poonch district, when a fire rang through the stillness and led to his death. A death that is being speculated to be the first violation of the ceasefire between India and Pakistan.
After effects of the internal tension in Pakistan is always reflected on Indo-Pak border. This is one of the several such firing incidents on LOC which the army is trying to play down with its wordplay. And this time they have devised a new word, hostile firing.
The army is categoric in its stand. They say Lamba was killed by hostile fire.
There have been a death due to hostile fire in Poonch sector. And to this effect, investigations are on to ascertain the facts.
All that they are willing to divulge is that since Lamba was standing less than 400 meters from the line of control, the lethal bullet probably came from the other side. But whether it was a militant bullet or an army one is under speculation. Jawan deaths and firing along the LOC were a reality before the ceasefire came into effect in November 2004. Following which, any death along the heavily patrolled LOC has been downplayed, essentially to avoid the diplomatic repercussions. And if previous instances are kept in mind, Naik Lama's death might just go down as a casualty to hostile fire. With Pradeep Datta in Jammu and Srinjoy Chaudhary in Delhi, Mahrukh Inayat.
It was an encounter that lasted 3 days. The army, in a pitched battle against militants holed up in Saidpura village in Patan, Kashmir. 2 militants were killed in the encounter. 3 army Jawans also laid down their lives in the line of duty. But more than 1 million Jawans stand guard against the nation's enemies. They are the foot soldiers of the nation's military muscle. Men who never flinch in the face of grave danger. But when Jawans retire, they get a pension less than half that of a lower division clerk in a government office. Less than 10,000 rupees a month after putting their lives in danger for the nation for decades. About 50 to 60,000 Jawans retire each year, most in their early 40s, entering a civilian world with few skills to bank on, and because of grossly inadequate pensions, not much by way of savings either. The armed forces want to correct that, and these are the proposals made to the 6th Pay Commission. For the first 12 years after they retire, Jawans should get 75% of the amount they were earning just before they retired. It's a move that would benefit more than 6 million retired Jawans. In addition, the armed forces want officers to get a 40 to 50% hike on basic pay, called the military service pay, as compensation for the frequent relocations and stresses of military life. And special ways to increase the monetary benefits of gallantry awards, something that has not been increased in decades. For the men of the Indian Armed Forces who have seen their paychecks stagnate even as corporate India races ahead, it's a much needed shot in the arm if these proposals are accepted. But more than that, it's just giving the men and women who guard the frontiers of the nation their much needed due. With Srinjoy Chaudhary, Vasudevan Rangarajan, Delhi.